In the 1900s, the dance world was separated based on race, and Janet Collins wanted to change that. She was also the first African-American prima ballerina to perform at the Metropolitan Opera. Collins showed people that their color didn't matter, but rather the talent you had. After she broke that boundary, dance was opened up to all kinds of people. Janet Collins was one of the greatest ballerinas of all time because she was brave, persevered, and didn't care what other people thought due to her race. She did what she loved, and she fought for her ability to do it. Janet Collins was an African-American ballet dancer that was born in New Orleans, Louisiana on March 7, 1917. She lived in a rather small house, quite hidden away from the rest of New Orleans. Since her family did not have a lot of money, her mother would make dance costumes for the studio and trade for lessons. Collins would also teach tap classes in exchange for time in a studio alone in order to practice. She studied classical ballet, modern, and ethnic dance with her first dance instructor, Mrs. Louise Beverly. Even though Collins was only a little girl when she started dancing, she knew that it would be a part of her for the rest of her life. When Janet decided to be a dancer, she knew it would be hard because of her race, but she did it because she loved to do it. At the age of 15, she auditioned for the Ballet Russe de Monte Carlo in 1932. At the moment she got on stage, all of the other dancers were whispering to one another, trying to figure out what she was doing there. Although they had their doubts about her, Janet blew them away the moment she began dancing. When she was leaping, she was flying, and when she was turning, the smile on her face never faded away. When she was done, the dancers were shocked, but the person most impressed was the master, Leonide Masson. He was the one at the judges' table that would choose what dancers would become part of the company. Although she was a beautiful dancer, they still hated that she was African American. They said that she could be in the company, but only if she painted her face and body white. She declined the offer, but still auditioned many times, but it was always her race that got in the way. Even though she had just started, she knew there was a long road ahead of her, and that eventually she would make it. Finally, in 1951, she broke the color boundary in dance by performing in Giuseppe Verdi's Aida at the Metropolitan Opera on opening night. The way she danced made people think about how really your color didn't matter when it came to dance. Collins also made an appearance in the musical Call Out of This World in 1951. This musical was directed by a man named Cole Porter. She soon after received an award for Best Broadway Dancer. In 1952, Collins joined the Corps de Ballet and danced lead roles in pieces such as Carmen. She also became a choreographer and created a fabulous piece that was shown in Chicago called Swing Mikado that became quite popular. Collins performed, choreographed, taught dance, appeared on film, and appeared frequently on television. She was not only determined but also willing to fail in order to get better. Collins was never the same person on stage because she was always telling a different story. She once said, "You're a different person every day," and a dancer is always telling a different story every day. Collins was a dancer that was more than just a person that moved with technique. She was a dancer that connected with her audience. After Collins' dance career, she decided to commit to teaching and ultimately to painting. Sadly, Janet Collins died on May 28, 2003 in Fort Worth, Texas at age 86. In her career, she changed the requirements of dance and showed people that the outside didn't matter. Today, dance is open to people everywhere, and no one is judged by their outside. This is all because of Janet Collins, because if she didn't break the boundary, dance would most likely still be separated by race. Now in dance, you don't have to be a this or that. All it requires is for you to be committed and for you to care about your improvement. She didn't just change how we saw dance, but also how we show ourselves in dance. In conclusion, Janet Collins was a dancer that would never back down from a challenge in her life, and she taught us to do the same. Without her courageous acts, dance wouldn't be a place of release, but rather a place to hide who you are. Janet Collins was one of the greatest ballerinas of all time because she never let anyone walk over her. She not only changed dance in her time, but changed what it would be in the future.